finishing off this example then, I don't think we need to spend too much time talking about further how this would all cancel out, but we do need to talk about when the range of values for which the expansion is valid, because the expansion is talking about the whole thing. Okay, so let's just take this piece by piece. When is this one valid? Well, it's valid when the absolute value of x is less than 1. That's it. Because this was ready to go. Okay, this one you can't look at this yet because it hasn't been manipulated. We instead are going to have a look at it when it's been manipulated into this form. So in this form it says x, because this is I suppose really this is sort of like an AND statement, isn't it? It's the first condition and the second condition here. So the second part says the absolute value of x over 2 has to be less than 1, which is the same as saying the absolute value of x has to be less than 2. So the bit on the left will only work if x is the absolute value is less than 1. The bit on the right will only work if the absolute value is less than 2. So if you used a number like 0.5, that would be fine, wouldn't it? But if you used a number like 1.5, it's going to be fine over here. It's not going to be a problem, but it's going to be a problem in this first bracket. So what we need to do then is we need to use the more restrictive condition out of these two. And the more restrictive condition is the first one. So we would say the absolute value of x has to be less than 1. It's a bit sort of like inequalities, and sometimes there's a more restrictive inequality. So this is the more restrictive inequality. Okay. If you want to have a look over the slides, they sort of show you all the terms here. We would only need to look to the first 4 terms in each and cancel it that way. Okay. Partial fractions, as I said, you might need to revisit that one if that's a little bit shaky. But you're seeing really the idea, including the example before. It's just about being really, really comfortable with using the expansion and when it's valid, and being very, very careful with brackets and things like that when you have perhaps multiple brackets or manipulating to fit the correct form.